Tip 1, we all know that our hormones can play havoc as we go through the perimenopause, and what we eat can really impact how we feel. So in France, it's not about not eating your favourite things, it's about eating them in moderation. Tip 2 is to have a cashmere scarf at hand. It keeps you cool and warm at the same time, so perfect for whether you're having hot flashes or changes in temperature. Tip 3 is to keep your sex appeal no matter how old you are. That doesn't have to mean slutty, but finding your own way of flirting with life and enjoying a little bit of va-va-voom and sensuality, whatever your age, is key to French style. I'm Aleksandra Olenska, and I've worked as a creative director and stylist for luxury brands including Chanel, Celine and Vanessa Bruno, as well as magazines including Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I've been featured in international press including Forbes, Elle, The Sunday Times and The Independent. I now help directors and leaders in midlife and beyond to rebalance that work, busy lifestyle you've become accustomed to, because you know life's too short to stay in that career-driven comfort zone. I help you to redesign and restyle your life, especially at midlife with life-changing transitions such as the breakup of relationship, divorce, menopause, or turning 40 and beyond. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. Tip 4, so now that you're wiggling through life with your own version of sensuality post-40, or maybe some of you never even lost it, it's time perhaps to slow down. Embrace that sense of slowing down, the calmness of French culture, although Parisians might tell you quite the opposite. When I first moved to Paris, one of the things that I noticed is that people just didn't rush around the streets in the same way as they do in London or New York. Although I know that people from the rest of France think that Parisians buzz around all day. It's all relative, isn't it? One of the things inherent to French culture that we can all use to help us, especially during the menopause, is just to accept that we can slow down sometimes. Sometimes our bodies need to just stop and rest and have calm, and that we can enjoy this. So although sandwich culture has crept into some aspects of office life, it's still customary to take a lunch break, a little bit like we saw in Emily in Paris. It's one of the aspects of the show that actually rings true. To have a lunch break with your colleagues where you go out and you have a meal. It could be a formule, which is where you have a very small starter, main course and dessert, or perhaps just 2 courses these days for a fixed price. It's like a fixed price menu that's still quite common. And you sit and you enjoy each other's company, perhaps even over a small glass of wine at lunchtime before going back to the office. It's really that moment to pause as opposed to like woof down a sandwich at your desk before carrying on with work in a flustered manner. It really gives you a moment to reset. And isn't that what we all need when we're going through the perimenopause or menopause? It's that aspect of savouring life, of knowing and appreciating, as we all do at midlife and beyond, that life is short and that we need to enjoy it and think about how we can savour every moment of that. In France, holiday time is sacred. Paris shuts down for August. I don't know if any of you have ever visited Paris in August. It's really got a different pace about it because most of the Parisians have left, either for the south of France or for abroad. It's time to slow down, to reset, to enjoy the company of others, and of course to take in some sunshine. And I think this is a great motto for everybody all over the world, just to slow down and enjoy life a little bit more. Tip 5 is to really connect with your friends. To not feel isolated. Of course, French people also love to connect with others over a meal. Meals, as much as they're about the food and celebrating life and, the joie de vivre of coming together and eating together. It's not about eating at your desk, as I said, by yourself. It's about celebrating and enjoying the company of others. The truth could also be said for many of the Parisians that go to their country houses at the weekends alongside their friends. I've certainly been to country houses at the weekend with many of my friends just from my own arrondissement. I live in the first, and we enjoy time together as neighbours, as friends, of course alongside a cooling dip in the swimming pool. Another issue that I often hear from my clients, not necessarily linked to the menopause, but definitely linked to midlife, is a new sense of isolation. Perhaps you've still got friends from childhood. You made some friends perhaps when you had children, but After children, it's a new phase in life where it can be more difficult to meet people and make new friends, let alone lovers or partners. And yet so many women are going through transition at this time. It could be divorce, it could be menopause, it could be the breakup of a relationship, or hitting a new age and knowing that you're going through a new phase in life and wanting to make new friends to go with that, and people that, can support you through that. So many of my clients report that they start to feel a little bit isolated at midlife and beyond. And again, that's really something to take from the French. It's this idea that relationships are everything. In Paris, you will have a relationship with everybody in your quartier that you cross. You will have a good relationship with your pharmacist, for example. I buy my local pharmacist a coffee virtually every morning on my way to work. And then likewise, he helps me out when we have health complaints. In France, the first port of call is your pharmacist as opposed to your doctor. And the more they know you, the more you can help each other, right? You'll have a relationship with your florist, for instance. They'll tell you which flowers are in bloom and how to look after them. It's really about having conversations and getting to know people on a deeper level. Sometimes Parisians are considered to be aloof or rude, and certainly perhaps they have a different attitude to French people in the rest of France. But what I would say is that it's really about getting to know people slowly and then having a profundity, a depth of relationship, even if that person is your pharmacist or your baker, for instance. You'll know them, you'll know what their family does, and this helps you to feel less isolated. So sometimes, strange as it might sound, it's great just to start speaking and having conversations with people that you meet in your everyday. Tip 6 is to enjoy the wisdom of age. In France, there isn't necessarily that cult of youth that we have in other cultures, and there's an idea that older women can be celebrated and still be sexy, as we mentioned earlier. Although the menopause can bring with it a sort of questioning of self, it's important to remind ourselves of our achievements and have that grounded sense of wisdom and confidence that can also come with your age and wonderful life experiences. So celebrate your achievements, celebrate what you have done before, even if you're feeling a little bit wobbly about yourself from within. Within this, there's also this idea that they don't feel compelled to say yes to everything. I think as women, sometimes we have this feeling that we've spent much of our lives helping others and saying yes to things. And I think with age and wisdom, definitely amongst some of the older French women that I know, there's a sense of just being able to say yes to what you want and being able to say no as well. It's not a time in life to be a people pleaser. It's time where you've got the confidence to sit with yourself and be able to express your opinions, politely of course, or say yes or say no as you like, to do what feels right for you, to not feel the pressure of others to do what they want to do. It's time for you now. I do have to add a caveat here. Sometimes I've met many French women that have had opinions on children and babies that I've been with. It's not always the best thing, but frequently they're certainly not afraid to express their opinions. So maybe something else that we could take from French culture is to be able to have opinions and to be able to express those, but it's also to be able to ignore the unwanted opinions of others and to stand strong in our own beliefs and values. And finally, within the realm of French elegance, it would be remiss not to add that, of course, at midlife, every French woman has their signature style identity that they've honed over the years by slowly building their wardrobes. In my belief, style is an expression of your soul and helps you to tell your story. And now that you've reached midlife, what better time to be able to express yourself with all your power, strength and wisdom than through your wardrobe and your home, as well as your values. As I've said before, your home should support you. So surround yourself by your favourite memories and get rid of anything that's no longer serving you. And don't forget, I've got a whole declutter playlist that I'll put in the description below. Et voila! So that's some of the ways in which French women elegantly deal with their menopause. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye, à la prochaine!